Hey everyone, Scorp here, continuing this Duelist Gemini playthrough, where we're doing what I want and playing Mystical Elves. Definitely baited some comments about super speed, so happy to see that. But I think we're just gonna, I kind of expected to have to farm Mako a bit more. But I mean, we have Rear Admiral, which for this kind of deck has plenty. We do still need a whole bunch of cards, though. And our deck doesn't exactly kill people quickly. Yeah, I'm getting rid of Star Mystic because I actually would rather use a fairy now that my deck leader's so good. We probably don't need the tears. If we did, I'm gonna be sad, but I don't think we need them. Time for another 1-star Mystical Elf. It's part of the reason this deck is so ridiculous, is that you can fuse into that for 1 star. Got me realizing I can just make a Dark Witch, and then we can use Dark Witch as our buff target, and that should be enough to win the game. It's not really much that Joey can do about a 4,000 attack beater. Maybe I should have waited exactly one more turn, but... to flip my Mystical Elves. Because if I did, I would have played this up here. Probably could have. I mean, it would have been pretty strong. Okay, well, we're gonna get rid of one of these. In favor of me fusing one of these in defense. There's not much really to say about this duel, other than we're building up a force and Joey's gonna have a bad day about it. Good, he got over it. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Probably gonna get that creature attacked, but that's fine. Because if he attacks over that mystical elf, he probably just instantly loses the game. Well, that's a paralyzing potion. I think it won't matter. Because he attacked over that mystical elf and now he's dead. I moved over just to get that Fiend Reflection. But yeah, doing 4,000 damage over the top of another creature is pretty good. Unfortunately, there's nothing we really want in here, so grab some equips. Move on with our lives. Okay. I mean, there's not really much we can do other than just win games. Although we're gonna have to change our deck around a bit for Bakura. I want to do another reincarnation for a dancing elf next. Oh my. It's a pretty good opener for me. Okay. I do not think we're gonna need this Hourglass of Life. This Hourglass of Life is probably coming up on the end of its existence in this deck. Hashiningen is just one of those cards that this is a buff I'm just going to throw out and then get rid of it. Mainly because, like, the card doesn't... It's barely a buff, you know? But it's almost not worth playing the card. But, I mean, it's worth it in the early game, or, like, in the game where we are now, where we don't have all of the cards that I want. We will buff next turn, so... It's just one more turn of playing semi-slowly. Our opponent hasn't played a single clip yet, so, I mean, this is going to be super easy. So we're just gonna make this. And this. I think I'm gonna pass. Okay, so I'm just gonna drop this. Now I have 2 fairies and a whole bunch of buffers. Buff all of the cards. Now we're gonna push forward with the fairies, and they're going to ignore the shadow spells and win the game. That's just kind of how we roll. Oh, hey, buff card. Oh. Well, I guess the game just ends. Because this game's AI does not have object permanence. Which is probably actually a pretty annoying thing to code in. Actually, I know it's not an annoying thing to code in, but it probably feels like an annoying thing to code in. Well, I would have triggered a trap, but my leader ability activated, so we're good. Unfortunately that Stone B is, a little weaker than I am. But yeah, you know, if you just coded in, like, how many buffs a card has and factored that into its... Because you can see how many buffs a card got, right? I'm really trying for the Cyber Shield. It doesn't matter too much if I don't get it, but I like it. Oh well. Besides, Bakura exists. He's got a million female equips. And it's not really female equips I need. It's more like Silver Bow and Arrow and Bright Castle equips. So, because unfortunately the cards I really want to buff are Happy Lover and Ray and Temperature, which unfortunately don't actually take that many equips. It's just Silver Bow and Arrow and Bright Castle. We have a pretty decent deck. These two probably need to go in favor of Dancing Elf, but otherwise, I mean, we're getting there. This deck is mostly obnoxious to get just because I didn't want players to get every card in this deck super easily. Because if I did let them have that, then like, the game is just not going to have a good time against them. This deck absolutely crushes this guy, by the way. Right now, it's almost not worth playing the Magician of Faith, because, like, I'm not gonna play the Darkness Approach, or I'm probably not gonna draw the Darkness Approaches. But it very much doesn't matter because this Dark Witch is already strong enough to win the entire game. Well, I drew the Darkness Approaches, so, yeah. So I'm just gonna discard it because I've already played the Mystical Elf. And I'm just gonna hope that its effect works properly here. Yeah, it did. Good. Because I can literally just recur that card anyways, so I can recur Darkness Approaches just by throwing it in the graveyard, so might as well. Negate attacks another card that's gonna have to come out of this deck. This is where this deck gets extremely silly extremely quickly. Well, I have not drawn extremely well, but it's not going to matter at all, because we have the power of card recursion, so I guess there are Dream Clowns in this deck that kind of will stop me, but like this just looks so over. And this deck is only going to get more and more busted as we get more and more cards that do ridiculous things like this. Oh, hey. Let's Darkness Approaches first. Oh, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. You just have to do this in the right order, or you're sad. So don't flip Certain Mystic before your other cards. But yeah, we just do this. And now, these Dream Clowns can't hurt us. Well, I didn't really draw what I was truly looking for. Ever. But now to abuse our leader power. Let's go ahead and Darkness Approach. Oh, I should not have done Darkness Approaches there. That's unfortunate. Very awkward. Well, I know that's a Dream Clown. So he'll attack this Happy Lover. Right? You'll attack this friend, right? Good. This is how you lose the game, Gramps. I did see a comment where somebody was playing through this mod, and they had a horrendous time against Grandpa, and I kind of understand, especially if you play a defensive strategy. Like, he is going to just take you apart slowly. I mean, it's what he's good at, right? Like, if you slowly funnel in cards one at a time, you're going to have a very bad day. Hey, a brain control. We're not really going to use that card, but it's pretty good. Okay, so that's one grandpa down. I think I'm gonna end it here for the day. We're still on the... Dawn Trail just came out, and I'm still playing way too much of that, so... This is gonna be it for today. We made some good progress, so actually, let's do a reincarnation first. That's not going to annoy anyone, I'm sure. Sure, Hime's. I want a monster. There we go. Let's try to get 2. Dancing Elf is a pretty common creature to end up getting here, so, you know. There we go. Let's be a little greedy about it. Now we can get rid of Life and Petite Angel for both of those. We're gonna... The start of next episode is going to be making this deck cheaper so that we can fight Bakura. Or, I mean, we can do it right now, right? I think this Darkness Approach is gonna have to go. Recovery, 3 Fake Traps. Egotist, number 546. It's pretty good. So, yeah. Also, Mystical Elf decks are incredibly cheap, so, I mean, that's why they can afford to really run the Jowls, the Darkness Approaches, the really expensive cards. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.